The twin machine gun's weapon action is known as Stylish Roll, and this will flip you in any direction you would like to go when using directional inputs. However, you can only flip forward with the use of a left skill ring forward Stylish Roll. Each flip will also have limited iframes, and when used 3 times in a row, the third flip will be longer with additional iframes. Lastly, you can also shoot with normal attacks using the weapon action too. Aerial Fire is a chargeable PA that moves your character forward a few feet to then kick upwards. Charging this will further increase the animation by having you kick upwards into the air, and will have block frames while rising too. In general, this PA is used for gaining or maintaining height while in the air. Grim Barrage is your go-to gap closer on Gunner. After the spin, you will follow up with a few attacks. This can also be used to travel vertically so long as you use it while in the air and are either locked on, have a soft lock on, or are using free aim mode. Assault Advance will move you forward a short distance and then perform a quick attack that does decent damage. And there are guard frames at the beginning of the animation. Heel Stab is a short gap closer that will have you kick twice after a short dash. When charging this, you will perform a bunch of shots at the end in a conal AoE in front of you. Chronolapse has you do some Matrix-style shooting and grants invulnerability during the dive and spinning parts of the animation. However, there is no protection during the transition between the two. Satellite Aim will perform 2 quick and forceful shots in a small AoE in front of you that can also launch smaller targets. When used while on the ground, you will be moved forward a few steps, but you will stay in place if you used one in the air. Gunslinger Spin is a close-range AoE around yourself that will also pull enemies inwards, all while granting guard frames during the kicking animation. With that said, this is a very nice PA for AoE mobbing due to its utility, protection, and damage. Desperado Dance is another simple AoE PA that emanates outwards in every direction from your character. Because of its close and 360-degree AoE nature, it pairs extremely well with Gunslinger Spin. Infinite Storm has a long animation which starts you off shooting back to back. During this part, you can move and jump too. This then concludes with 3 powerful shots that will lock you in place and have a small conal AoE. And can even spam the PA to fire off more rounds during the animation. There is then a crafted version of this, which doesn't let you move at all during any part of it, though it can be held to increase its duration and number of hits, including a big hit at the end. Even though it's technically a held PA, it's actually considered a chargeable PA. So it does actually work with Twin Machine Gun Stylish Charge in the skill tree. Bullet Haul starts with a quick downwards kick, which can knock down enemies, and then continues into having you repeatedly shoot the ground below you, at which time you will be stuck in place. Spamming this PA will result in you firing off more shots, which in turn will increase its duration. There is also a crafted version of this too, which is much stronger and allows for directional movement while shooting. Using either version of this with full focus will increase this PA's damage by quite a bit. True Equilibrium will fire out a total of 9 shots, the first 6 of which are only single target based, while the last 3 are stronger and have some AoE. Keep in mind this is one of the only longer ranged PAs that this weapon has access to. Lastly, the twin machine guns for Gunner also have a complex PA. By default, it comes with 4 charges that are built up by doing damage and require 2 charges to use. During the animation you can move around a little, but will be vulnerable until the last 2 hits which have iframes. This PA helps build up focus very fast and is also able to build up to a 50 chain for your chain trigger if all the hits land. Do note that its damage only scales off of your ranged power stat in your status window and is not affected by skill tree multipliers. And that's about it for Gunner twin machine gun PAs. If you're still curious about this class and weapon, check out my other Gunner videos. And if you really want to know all there is to know about Gunner, check out Rien Telefon's extensive Gunner guide in the description. Some terms you may see there might be slightly different than what we have in NA, so be sure to use Synth's dictionary to line up the old terminology with the new ones if needed. And with that, take care.